Hello Matt, it is Thursday, March the 3rd. So yeah, I forgot the intro yesterday, so yeah, I remembered it today, thank goodness for that. So yeah, you did suggest a punishment for me, so it was basically put my hair into a mohawk and spray paint it black. So yeah, to be honest, that's a pretty good idea, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, if you could just suggest a few more, that'd be swell. But yeah, that one sounds pretty good. The only thing I'm worried about is will it wash off, because I kind of like the colour of my hair, so will it wash off, that's something I want to know. And also my hair isn't the type for putting in a mohawk, you know, I don't think I really have the sort of hair, it's long at the back, not really long down here. And it's sort of long here, but yeah, it's long at the back, and I don't think that really translates into a mohawk shape. So yeah, I'll try. But yeah, I'm not sure I'd be able to do it. Okay, I've just been looking at the floor and I found my sunglasses. Don't even know why they're here, but if I was reviewing Terminator 2 or The Matrix, yeah, if I was reviewing The Matrix this year, you know what I'm going to be wearing? Mr. Anderson. I don't even know why I did that, but either way, yeah. If I review Matrix this year, I'm obviously going to be wearing these. So yeah, just sort of throwing it out there. Actually, these are really helpful for the glare of the light, because now I can actually, you know, see in the light. When I'm like this, I can't, but now I can. I don't even know. So yeah, either way, I just want to discuss before. They're not broken, don't worry. I'll just discuss before I get any further into the vlog, my movie review, just as a little time waster. I can talk about Donald Trump. Why not? Because, like, I don't even know how he's top of the lit running, like, for president this year. He's like, everything I've heard about him has been negative. He's still top though. I have no idea why. Like, I don't know what the American people are on. Like, I've been to USA once, and they don't seem like the kind of people who vote him as president, but I don't even know. He's basically just a poor man's Alan Sugar, even though he's extremely rich. So yeah, Alan Sugar's a lot better than Donald Trump. I just think the US government's just throwing out their Trump card. Sorry about that, I just had to get out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to get into my movie review about The Hunger Games. So basically, I haven't seen Catch and Fire yet, but I'm going to see it probably next week, so hopefully I am. Actually I am. I always make promises I don't keep, but hopefully this time I'm not, because opposite, you know. So yeah, I'm going to review Hunger Games now. Okay, so I read the book before I saw the movie, so yeah, I know pretty much all the beats and everything, and I've got to say it did follow the book pretty well, but it didn't follow it enough. For what it did follow, it followed it real well, but to be honest, they should have focused more on other things that were in the book rather than stuff that wasn't in the book. I don't mind the stuff they added, like they added in a lot more of the side characters, but yeah, anyway, we'll get into that after we've introduced the characters, but I feel they followed the book not enough, but too much at the same time. It's so weird. Okay, so The Hunger Games is basically like a post-apocalyptic world in which there's been a war, and there are like 12 cities, and they need to select a boy and a girl to compete in the battle to the death, and the last one standing is the winner, and it pretty much is a symbol of the war they had. So basically there's this rebellious teen called Katniss who lives in the poorest district, who like volunteers to be like she has a sister be like picked out because it's completely random who's in this battle to the death. So she her sister is picked out. She volunteers to take her place, and then basically she's to survive in the battle. We have the attention of all the game makers, and yeah, pretty much it's predictable where the story will go after that. But yeah, the boy from the district as well called Peter, they start to form a relationship, and yeah, yeah, basically the major thing is the book, like I've already said it. Right, let's get into it now. The characters, the side characters in this movie, and the book include like Haymitch, who's the only victor from District 12 beforehand. Then there are like the game makers, who are focused on quite a lot in the books, but they're focused on in different ways in the movies. So they're focused on kind of in different manners than in the movie. and the President Snow, who is like the big evil one who isn't revealed in this movie, but I've not seen the other movies, but I read the books, and he's revealed as a villain in the books later on, so yeah, and I don't think it's really spoiling to say, but Katniss and Peter both win the Hunger Games. Yeah, I've got to spoil it in order to when I review the next movie, but yeah, either way, what was I going to say? Yeah, let's review the characters. Surprisingly enough, I enjoyed them a lot more in the books than in the movies. I think it's been the case for literally every book to film adaptation. You care about them a lot more in the books than in the movies. Like, the characters in this movie did feel really wooden. I think Jennifer Lawrence's Katniss probably, she didn't hand over enough at all. Basically all of her lines spoke like I do my vlogs, like, yeah, kind of, I'm gonna win this thing. Yeah, they're all very monotone, and yeah, and remember when I said I mixed up Daisy Ridley and Jennifer Lawrence for the Force Awakens, I'd have actually rather Hunger Games come out 3 years later and Daisy Ridley been in there, because Daisy Ridley bled more to the character than Jennifer Lawrence, in my opinion. But again, I don't even know what Daisy Ridley was in 2012, so yeah. But her performance is good enough, but she would help if she's supported by good characters, and I'd say Woody Harrelson's Haymitch, he's good. Hearing is better in the next movies, but I still think he's good in this one. But yeah, the other characters are also pretty wooden in my opinion. Like, they always have these awkward pauses, I think. I don't know, it's just a lot of awkward pauses where nothing happens. Yeah, it's just me, I just that kind of annoy you in movies. This movie, it's done pretty much every scene. So yeah, characters aren't really all that interesting apart from the one. I'd say in a few scenes Peter's good, but in the rest he's just kind of another one of those wooden characters. And the other tributes, they could focus on as really villainous, but like they do in the books, but in this one they're kind of like, they're bad kids. They're kind of like Slytherin from Harry Potter. Basically, they're sort of, you're told they're bad, but they don't really act bad. I mean, I know they kill people, but not really that bad, are they? I think the pacing of the movie is pretty good. You get into the games pretty fast, and yeah, everything just happens at a nice, solid pace. Though I did seem to find that the games did go on for a bit too short, because in the books it's focused on for quite a lot, and the movie is basically the last half, but I think it's paced well enough otherwise. I think my favourite part of the movie's got to be like when they're training to go into the Hunger Games, because like, that is when you could see what the characters could do, and it was Aunt Mary suing them. And yeah, if you know the term Mary Sue, which you probably don't, but yeah, it's Aunt Mary suing the characters, and it was pretty good, and that's my favourite part of the movie. So yeah, overall things I liked, the special effects were pretty good, they're pretty neat, and the overall atmosphere is also good, but now it's getting to the points that I really don't like. Okay, so I not only needed to go for the 12 rating because they needed to appeal to people who read the books, who were like the young teenager group, so they needed to go for a 12 rating, but to be honest they should have pushed out to 15. Not because it is a 15 movie, but because they put in so much censoring to keep it as a 12. They should have removed the censoring and made it 15, because the opening of the Hunger Games is just a big bloodbath, as said in the books. In this movie, there's just music and no sound of the characters, no sound of anything. You don't see anything. I know it's made sound really harsh on me, but I'd like to have seen more violence and everything, and that's what was in the books, but in the movie it's not focused on at all, the violence, to be honest. Like, you see one like moment where the villain breaks another villain's neck, but that's about it, to be honest, and even then you don't hear anything, you just hear music and that, so yeah, there's really not much violence, and for a concept less you'd expect there to be violence, so something annoying me a bit. They should have pushed it to a 15 and removed the censoring. No, I found the first scene of the games, when it just started, really annoyed me, because there's just music, that's it. Not even like, it's just like a ringing sound, and I didn't like the opening scene. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, a lot better, and a lot more violent. Another complaint that I think everyone noticed was that there is not a still shot in the movie. Sometimes it's called for, okay, there's if a camera like moves to show like action happening from one place to another and it doesn't cut, that's fine. But then again, every time a character speaks, every time it's just a close up of their face, like, it's just, it really annoyed me. Like, towards the end of the movie when I found there's not a single still shot in the movie, it seemed like, and shaky cam was all over the place. Like, I couldn't even tell what's going on part of the time. Yet again, in the first scene of the games when they're going on, shaky cam all over the place. Oh, it drove me nuts. Like, I really didn't like that. So yeah, those are a lot of my bad points. Yeah, I'd say, to be honest, the movie is far from the worst, but far from the best. Okay, so your vlog on Saturday, my last vlog for a week, and yeah, I'll see you then.